Hi there, I'm Kathleen Tometz of Doodle Art and Design, and I'm going to show you how to make a hobby horse that you can ride. These are really fun. I rode a hobby horse 50 years ago when I was around 8, and people have been making and riding hobby horses longer than that. And even in Finland, there is the hobby horse revolution where girls make really elaborate hobby horses and then compete in events with their horses. So this is a really fun project. It's pretty simple. All you need is a piece of sticky foam. This is going to be for our saddle, so I'm going to put that aside. You need some stiff felt. You can get this on Amazon, or you can get it at Joann's. And then a little bit of softer felt for the mane, a template, which you can get on the internet, and you need a stick. This is about 3 feet long with a hole drilled in it. I did this myself, but you can get these at Home Depot. Some yarn for the tail. I like this fat yarn because you can leave it fat, or you can pull it apart and make it like a real horse's tail. Some bells. Then you'll need a stapler, which most people have staplers at home. I don't think kids need to have a stapler in like their supply box, because I think using a stapler in art projects is not really ideal, but this is just, since this is a toy that's going to be played with and needs to be a little bit sturdier, I'm going to use the stapler, and then we're going to cover the staples with gems. And you need a hot glue gun. So that's warming up. So the first thing I'm going to do, oh my gosh, and we can't forget the googly eyes. So, and scissors. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the felt, and I have 2 different colors just because I think it's kind of fun to have a horse that's two-toned. And I'm going to, this fits pretty tightly, so I want to make sure that the ears get on. So I sort of tilt it a little bit like that to make sure that all the parts get on. And I don't draw it or anything. I just cut it. I'm going to just turn it this way so I can get this on correctly. I just cut it right with the piece of paper. So you just want to hold tight and then cut, as close to the line as you can. It doesn't have to be exact. And you get in the ears. So what I've noticed in all my years of teaching art to kids is they love making things that they can play with. So this is a great project to do like at a birthday party. And then if you set up jumps in your backyard or in your house, the kids can go over them on the horses. It's really fun, even for adults. You can look up videos of this and see people competing and just doing fun things in their backyards. Okay, so I've got this almost done. And you can save these scraps and glue, if you want to hot glue them onto the horse, you can. I'm going to throw them out because I've got other things that I'm going to use. So I've got the horse cut out. Looks pretty good. And then I take, this is going to be the mane, so I use this same template and put it on here and kind of cut around doesn't have to match. It just, you needed to get it on the neck and over the ears. So I'm going to just go like this and cut to get sort of like this general shape of a mane. I'm going to go around the ears and a little bit in the front, which I believe is called the forelock. So I'm just going to go like that. And then I'm just going to do the outline of the horse. So then you've got this. I'm just going to just trim this because then you don't have to worry about any of the main color poking out of the horse. So this is more scraps. So then you're going to take the mane and put it inside the horse, pull it out a little bit. We're gonna get to trim this, so you don't need to worry if it's not perfect. You just want the horse to match up. So as much mane as you want. Would be good. And we can cut that. Okay, so we've got our mane and our two-toned horse. And I'm gonna trim this. I'm gonna also trim this because actually I don't want that I don't like the way that looks. So it's up to you however you want your mane. And then I'm going to staple just to keep things in place. And we're gonna cover over these with, we're gonna embellish our whole horse. So I would get nice and stapled, and then we want to take our stick and leave and the part that has the hole at the end. So you'd have to drill a hole in one of these sticks. You're gonna leave the hole at the bottom and then just put the stick in here. You want it to go up pretty far into the horse. So actually this could use another staple. And then I like to put a staple kind of near the stick so it sort of has a place to go in and it's a little bit more secure. So I just put the stapler in kind of close on both sides. Okay, so now you got it's pretty stable. Then you want to cut the mane, just cut into it like this so it looks like a mane. So that's looking pretty good. Then, did I tell you I had two zip ties? You need these little ones. This, well, first you're going to take so this yarn is, I don't know how long it is, but I would fold it over a few times. So I'm going to have like 4 strands, and then I'm going to cut this so that we have 4 strands of horsehair. Then I'm going to put the zip tie through the hole, if you can see that, the zip tie, and then, how did I do this? Okay, wait a minute. Put the zip tie on, run it through the yarn, and then tighten it up. And then I always give the zip tie a little trim right there. So now we've got like the tail, and the head can move, so you can always adjust to make sure your tail and your head are in sync. And then I like to take the bells because it's nice to have when you're riding your horse. It's nice if there is some sound, because because horses' bridle and stuff often jingles. So I take this zip tie and I have 3 bells. I've got 2 small and 1 large, and I put them like this. And then I'm gonna just wrap it around the stick right here because it will stay in place right above the tail. So it's quite easy to do. So you gotta love zip ties. Zip ties are very helpful to have in art making because they really do a nice job of holding things together. And you can get them in all different colors. So good, now we've got a nice, now this tail, I'm gonna leave it like this because I like the look, but you can unwind all this and then brush it out and you have like a nice real looking horse's tail. Okay, so now we need to embellish. Ooh, wait a minute, before we embellish, we need a saddle. So this stuff I love. This is sticky foam, and so it peels back. So I just fold it in half and then make like sort of a saddle shape. You can use this extra to put on, if you wanted to say make some reins for the horse and you want to put like a sticky thing near its mouth. I'm not going to do that today, but that's something that if you don't want to waste the rest of that, it's great. Or just save it and use it in another project. So I am going to take the saddle and I'm matching it up with where the bells are, and I'm just going to put it on and stick it together so it won't fall off or move. And then I didn't do it perfectly, so I'm just going to trim where so the sticky stuff is gone on both sides. So there you go, you got a nice saddle. Now, let's put some eyes on our horse. The eyes go like right sort of just below like the ears right there. So I'm gonna take a little bit of hot glue. If you don't have hot glue, you can use regular glue, and it won't be instant. You know, your horse won't be done instantly. You have to let the glue dry, but it will certainly hold quite well. So I'm putting another eye on the other side. There we go. Now he can see. And then now we're just going to embellish over those staples. So, oops. So just where, I'm going to put a round one kind of where his nose would be. You could do a different thing other than a jewel for the nose if you wanted to take some black. But basically, I'm just going to embellish him or her and cover over those staples. Make sure when you're done with the hot glue that you pull all the strings because it just looks, sloppy if you don't get all these little strings off. There we go. Now you can embellish your horse with other things, flowers or ribbons and all kinds of stuff. This is more of a simplified version, but you could embellish like the saddle. We could put a heart right here. Whoops, let me get that on there. I haven't done the other side of his face just so the video doesn't go on forever. But here you have a horse that you can ride that will jingle. And this is, like I said, really fun to do at a party, or just if you have the day off, you're looking for something to do with your kids. And if you build an obstacle course with jumps, they love it. So thank you for tuning into Doodle Art and Design, and I hope you enjoy making this hobby horse project.